To close a 3 to 5K high-ticket sales system, you need two things. One, know what to say on the call, and two, what to send after the call that proves you know what you're doing. Today, I'll show you a post-call automation that will handle the second part for you automatically. And the way it works is that, let's say you have a call with a prospect. The call ends, you hang up. 5 minutes later, an email automatically goes to the prospect with a Google Doc attached. And that doc shows them exactly what system you would build for their business, the workflow, the setup, everything mapped out specifically for them. They open it and think, holy shit, this person already knows exactly what I need. They've already designed it, and that removes all the doubt. They don't need to think about it anymore because you just proved you can deliver. So let's do it. All right, so I'm going to break this down into two parts. First, what you need to understand on the call so you can actually create that custom doc after, because you can't design their system if you don't know what their problem is. The reason this automation works is because the doc is custom. It's specific to their business. It shows you understand their exact problem, because obviously to create that custom doc, you need to gather the right information on the call. You can't just wing it. So first, I need to show you what to ask on the call so you can create that custom doc after. And let me just show you what that looks like. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what to say on the call. So the way the call is going to be is basically you're just going to dissect and kind of like try to understand what they're doing now. Let me pick my pen here, my fancy pen. You just want to like understand what they're doing right now for like lead generation, what's not working about it, and what's their ideal outcome looks like. Okay, and let me just break down what questions you're asking in each section. So section 1 is going to be the current situation. You want to just diagnose what they're doing. Just be like curious, okay? So don't try to hard sell or don't try to pitch anything. So essentially what you want to do is just you want to understand their current lead gen setup, and you want to ask these questions. For example, walk me through how you're getting leads right now. What have you tried in the past 6 months? Are you doing any outbound right now? So the goal here is very simple, not to judge, just to understand where they are, okay? So it's very chill, very simple. You're just there, just talking like peer to peer. Section 2 is the gap. So essentially kind of like understand what's not working for them. Because obviously since they hopped on a call with you, well, obviously there's pain. You as a specialist, right? As obviously the operator, you're gonna fix the problem, right? And they're gonna pay you, obviously, because the whole point, right? Now you need to find the pain. Okay, so these are a couple questions that you want to ask. For example, what's frustrating about your current approach? Why did you book this call today? What made you reply to my outreach message? If you could wave a magic wand, what would you fix first? So this is where you find out what they actually need. And most people, most prospects, most business owners will tell you exactly what's broken if you just ask them. And see how like it's just chill, it's just simple. It's kind of like talking to your friend, right? So there's no hard sell. So that's kind of like the mindset that I want you to be in, okay? Section 3 is the desired outcome, what success should look like for them. Finally, you just need to know where they want to go. Very simple. What would success look like in 90 days from now? If we build this system, what needs to happen for you to consider it a win, right? How many qualified conversations per month would make this worth it for you? This gives you the target. Now we know what to design. So very simple, right? Now, let's talk about what not to do, because I just told you what to do. Now, let's invert that using the inversion, which is my favorite mental model. What not to do, so you never do it. Well, don't show up to calls trying to pitch your services, right? Don't say, I can build you an XYZ system with a pull and make. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn. That's not selling. That's just listing what you do, right? So it's kind of like the feature. You want to talk about the outcome. So what you want to do is, like I said, you're just diagnosing. You understand their situation so deeply that by the end of the call, you know exactly what system they need. So always diagnose before you describe. Just become like a doctor, right? Because obviously, you know this. You wouldn't go to a doctor. I mean, just think about it. You wouldn't go to a doctor and have them like prescribe medication before asking what's wrong, right? That would just be weird, right? So same thing here. You can't design your system until you understand where they are, the current situation, what's broken, the gap, and where they want to go. Desired outcome, very simple. Once you have that, the doc writes itself. So that's the framework that I use on every discovery call. This isn't about being like smooth talker, like handling objections. It's just about like diagnosis, okay? You're trying to understand 3 things, right? So these 3 things that I just mentioned. The current situation, the gap, right? What's not working, and like kind of like what's their ideal outcome, okay? After they start working with you. Now, let me show you what happens after the call, which is the automation that helps you close the deal. Okay, so this is called the post-call automation. Now let's talk about the business logic, because as you guys know about me, I only build systems that actually are tied to making money, which is something that I highly recommend you also do. Like, always get in the habit to build something that actually makes money, not just, a fancy workflow that looks cute, looks beautiful on the screen, but actually doesn't make me money. So it's not about having the fanciest workflows or like the craziest automation. It's just, does it actually get the job done? So this workflow turns sales calls into tangible deliverables within minutes. You can always say, I'll send you a proposal and the prospect waits, but now you will deliver a custom system within 5 minutes while you're still on the call with them. Or, by the way, you can still send it to them like on the call or after the call. Now, what does this do? Like, I mean, think about it, guys. This creates a massive competitive advantage, because the speed here, because it's very quick, and implies seriousness. So there's an immediate delivery that shows you're organized and ready to execute. The second thing is credibility. They see their exact words reflected back, proving you're listened. And the third thing is basically like visual clarity, which means they're more likely to say yes, because a structured doc removes ambiguity and speeds up buying decisions from them. And it's an automated fulfillment. You do this once per call without manual doc editing. Okay, now every other freelancer is going to be like, hey, thanks for the call. Let me know if you want to move forward. But you're going to be like, here's the exact system. I'd build it for you. Review it and let me know when you want to start. So who's going to close the deal faster? Obviously, you, right? That you are watching this. Now, this creates an extreme leverage with zero effort, right? This is actually what I mean by leverage, is you build it once and then that's it, right? It keeps printing you money. So you're not actually building anything yet, right? Just a visual doc. Keep in mind, you're not building anything yet, okay? You're just giving them like a visual doc, but it feels like custom work. The system is going to remain the same all the time, but the perceived value is going to be high. So let me just go ahead and walk you through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to make.com, which is going to be my no-code tool. Make.com is basically like a no-code tool like Zapier or like NA10. And I already have the system here. I'm going to run it in front of you, and then I'm going to build it from scratch for you as always. So that's the one, post call value driven doc. Okay, so we're waiting for the responses, listen the responses, draft strategic outlines. Let me actually show you the doc. So this is the doc. So I have kind of like my logo. You want to put like your logo here, for example, just to kind of like give this premium position and give like it shows that you're legit. I have here sales system design for company name. This is all is going to be populated. I have here strategic assessments. As you can see, like the kind of like the language that I'm using is very like enterprise, which is something that I recommend also you do, because it just shows you that you are a growth partner. There's like a random like a AI agency or like lead gen agency, right? And then I have here something that you can copy. Feel free to copy it, by the way. I have here kind of like how I map how the systems. We have here our systems skims through thousands of contacts, finds the warmest based off product launches, funding round, job postings, hiring sprees. It's called signal-based opportunity intelligence, strategic relationship development, multi-touch engagement system with value-driven touchpoints and contextual insights. Strategic introduction facilitation. So the system is going to facilitate premium introductions based off timing plus context aligned for maximum conversion potential. So when like think about it from like the client's POV, they're going to see this and they're like, this person knows what they're talking about, right? And then this is section 2, the system that I'm going to build for you. So it's always going to be like the map is going to be the same, but what's going to be populated is the strategic challenges, the desired outcome. So the strategic challenges is basically the things that you will learn about their business on the call. And this is what we'll aim to achieve. It's kind of like the desired outcome, right? And I have here kind of like my description of each thing that I have here in this mind map, right? And then this is development. I have also like the kind of like the cost of the system. So feel free to copy this. As you can see, the language activation process is not investment. So reply to confirm partnership terms and I'll initiate development immediately. Platform goes live within 21 days. Questions, just reply to my email, specifically designed for company name. So this just shows that you are a growth partner and you are serious. So this is kind of like the system. So I'm going to go to my type form, because you can see here, I just use a type form. You can use any form that you want. I'm just using type form. I'm going to go to type form right now. I'm going to go here, and this is kind of like the form that I have. I'm going to go to share. I'm just going to copy it. Go here. So for example, let's do, what's the prospect name? Let's do John Doe. What's the company name? Well, let's name it AI Healthcare Company, for example. Company description, well, AI healthcare company builds, for example, enterprise software for AI startups, or let's do for health for hospitals. They want that helps them optimize operations without adding headcounts, for example. They want to talk to C-level executives that have the budget to invest in their software, for example. Describe their current lead generation situation. Well, right now, they don't have a predictable, reliable way to reach these decision makers. They mostly rely on referrals and word of mouth and running expensive ads. What are the main pain points? Well, not a consistent way to reliably reach their ideal customer, burning money on ads, and referrals are eventually gonna dry up. What's their desired outcome? Ideally, they'd have a system that pulls decision makers from LinkedIn, News API, from LinkedIn first, enriches the decision maker, also uses News API to monitor companies or hospitals and healthcare facilities that just got recently funded, along with healthcare, or let's say hospitals that are hiring for multiple jobs that they can solve rather than hiring more people. The prospect's email is going to be my email as a test, and then let's just submit. Now check this out. There we go. It's already running here. So done. Everything is done. Now let's check our email address. So there we go. Your custom system design AI healthcare company. Hey John, great talking to you with you today about AI health company sales system. I put together a custom system design based on exactly what we discussed. View your system here. So I'm gonna click on it and let's see. So there we go. John Doe, prepared by Microprocess, sales and design for AI. So here's the strategic assessment. Pipeline volatility and market time. Lack of predictable systems to systematically identify and engage with C-level decision makers when they are most likely to act, leading to missed opportunities and an unpredictable sales pipeline. What we'll aim to achieve by integrating intelligence-driven static relationship development with behavioral signals and systematic touchpoint orchestration, the AI healthcare company can transform its approach to client acquisition through identifying high-intent decision makers, enriching prospect profiles with funding and operational signals, and facilitating precision-timed executive introductions. So there we go. This is really good. And then we have the system here based on our discussion. Here's what I'm going to do. And this is kind of like the same thing, which is that we talked about here, because AI is trained to talk exactly like the business model that I'm running. And this is going to help you a ton. Okay. So we have everything here along with like what they're gonna get. Feel free like to change the pricing or like change what you're gonna deliver, etc. But this is exactly what I deliver, right? Now let's just go ahead and build this from scratch. I'm going to make.com. Let me close all these tabs here. Obviously, what you need is basically just like a Typeform. All you have to do is just go to Typeform here, go to Forms, and then simply just create a form. All you have to do is simply just create a new form from scratch. And what you want is basically just like a short text here. For example, what's the prospect's name, right? And then again, you add another content, long text. What's the company description, for example? Duplicate again. What's the company's current lead gen method. Same thing here. What are the main pain points of the company? And then at the end, we want to just add email. What's the prospect email? That's it. Obviously, you can definitely like make this a little bit better. Like add in like your logo. For example, I have my logo here. You can add like an icon, whatever you want. So there we go. Now the form is already done and I already have the form. Done. There we go. That's my form. And that's it. So all I have to do now is just go to make.com, go to Typeform. So Typeform, and the one that I want is basically watch responses instant and acid. Click on add. Click on add again here. You can name this whatever you want. And then simply just click on accept, and that's it. You're done. So now you're gonna receive as a webhook here. You're gonna go to form ID, and it's my branded Typeform. So we can name it, for example, demo post call automation. There we go, and click on save. Now, if I go back and I refresh this, I'm gonna get the new name. There we go, and click on save. Now, obviously, I need to run it so I can actually get the results. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run once, and let's just do, for example, John Doe. What's the company name? Well, let's do, for example, example company. Or maybe let's just go to AI. Let me just go to ChatGPT and I'm gonna say, give me like a generic company. Give me a generic company name with their description, main pain points, main lead gen pain points, and current lead gen method, referrals, no predictable pipeline. So what we can do is Jordan Hayes. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, what's the company name? It's Jordan Hayes. So AI is stupid, as you guys can see. So let's name this, I don't know, like Jordan's company. What's the company description? So we can do small B2B service 510, helping clients with IT marketing. Okay, great. What's the company lead gen method? 98% referrals, great. What are the main pain points? Inconsistent flow of leads, some months great, others completely dry, rely on word of mouth. This is good. What's the prospect's email? Oh shit, we forgot something. What's the desired outcome? So wanna go to content and then we can add another one. There we go. And now all I have to do is basically just refresh. So Jordan's company, there we go. Now we need the desired outcome. What would I do to this company? Ideally, they'd have ideal customers at scale without relying on referrals. Done. And what's the prospect's email? I'm just gonna put my email here. And let me do something else. I'm gonna run this first, submit, and done. So I received it, great. So answers, I got the answers. So this is kind of like a hack that I use. I'm gonna go to Typeform, go lists responses, so I don't have to like rerun the entire thing. And I'm gonna click on add again, add a new connection, accept, and all you have to do is you will see that you got the responses, the last one. So all you have to do is just put this here, done. And there we go. Now I can get the responses without running the entire thing. So now all I have to do is just like add an AI model, Azure, create a completion, and I'm simply gonna copy the prompt that I have already for the system. So you guys can get kind of like exactly what I do. It's way better. Instead of me like writing it from the beginning, you get the actual thing, which is very simple. So all I have to do is basically just copy the prompt, add an assistant. The way you want to do it is just want to add first your deployment. I'm just using Azure. You can use anything that you want. It looks like there's a translation. That's not what I want. I want Azure create a completion, chat completion. So add your deployment name. I'm just using GPT-4o. Again, you can use any AI model that you want. I'm just using like Azure because I have a bunch of credits. I'm going to go to assistant, paste this here, go to add messages, user content is going to be text. So text, and all I have to do is simply just copy this entire thing, put it here, and looks like I have everything here. I'm going to map it. So desired outcome here. Current pain point, company name, Jordan's company description, here's the description, and I believe that's pretty much it. Yes. So now if I go back, let me check if everything is good. So if you have this little thing in make, that means something is not there. Current lead gen method. Okay, now it's good. So run once and check this out. So I'm gonna get it in JSON, obviously. There we go. So all I have to do is add like a JSON here, parse JSON. There we go, and simply just map it here. The prompts is gonna handle everything. So check this out. Done. And there we go. I get the strategic challenges. I get also the desired outcome, which is awesome. There we go. Now, all I have to do is simply just create a doc from a template. So go to doc, Google Doc, create a document from a template. Now, I already have the template. I'm going to leave it to you. It's going to be here. It's going to be auto-populated. So I'm going to go here, and it's going to be sales system design for company name. And once you do that, you're simply just going to have everything here. So I'm having the company name, the date, which is going to be now. And then you want to say format date. It's kind of like a formula in make, format date now to day, MMMM, and year. I believe year. Yeah, Y. Yes. So prospect name is going to be Jordan. Strategic challenges, simple, and desired outcome. The new drives location, I simply just have like a new drive where I add kind of like everything here. Let me show you. So if I go to post call demo warm, so I have everything here, kind of like post call warm. So you can essentially just have like a new, like a Google Drive where you can add this. This is optional. I just like to track everything. So the title is going to be sales system design for to custom design for company's name, which is Jordan's company. And the new location, let's just do this, okay? Save. Once we do, we're gonna go to Drive, get a shared link, because we wanna get a shared link. So the file ID is gonna be the document ID, and the type is gonna be anyone. There we go. So now all I have to do is basically just send them an email. Let's add a sleep. Let's do a 5-second delay. Last one is gonna be the email. So email. Send in email. So you just want to send them the email. So the recipient is going to be by obviously the email of the person, but we're just going to put my email here. And then subject line is let's do your sales system design for example, Jordan's company. The content, let's just copy the exact email that we have here. Content type is just plain text, and I believe you guys can't see anything. Yeah, I know it. Oops. So let me just put myself here, and then let's do this. So all I have to do right now is just map the correct one, just for our sanity. So this is the company name, and great talking to you. First name about company names. Okay, so first name, I'm simply just saying, hey, first name. So get split. So essentially it's like a formula because there's like, let me explain. So there's like my name here and there's like a space here. So I'm splitting based off a space and getting one because one is like Saad and my last name is 2. And this is the document, which is document ID. Simple. Now if I run once, obviously I'm going to generate the doc, which is going to be here, and I'm going to go to my email and I'm going to receive it. Let me go to my email. And there we go. So we just received it, which is here. Hey, Jordan, great talking to you about Jordan's company sales system. If I go here, Jordan's company, right? There we go. So we have everything here. Now, the only thing we have to do, because keep in mind that we pulled it from here, from like list responses. So now we only have to do just update and make sure to remove this. Untoggle. And now we're just gonna essentially just get this from watch responses. So company name is company name, company description is company description, current lead gen method, which is current lead gen method. Current pain point is main point, and there we go. So all we have to do right now is make sure we are mapping the correct thing. So sales design for Jordan's company. Name, Jordan, and again, name. Done. Let's go here. Same thing, we're just mapping the correct one, right? Done. And we're just gonna put the person's name and the company name. Done. And that's how we do it. Save and done. There we go. So that's how you build it. I'm going to leave it in the description to you as always. And it took us 15 minutes to build. As you can see, it's very high ROI and the prospect is going to get like a very, very good outline of the system. And it's going to help you close a ton of deals. All right, we're back. My camera just stops at like the 30-minute mark, typical with like the Canon M50 EOS. But there we go. That's the system. Hopefully you guys had value in this video. And yeah, the only thing you have to do, like always, just get out there, take action. I believe in you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.